Yeah, I know, right?
The time is now 5:30 p.m. I'd like to call the meeting to order. Can you please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Amen. Oh, I was gonna honor the teachers, right?
Yeah.
Some people did honor the escuela.
En la escuela, sister.
Call roll. Yes, ma'am.
Rhonda Wright Martinez, absent. Amber Edges Hinojosa,
Here.
Silvia Bruni, Guadalupe Ramirez, absent. Jessica Ontiveros Villarreal,
Absent.
Marta Valdez, absent. Silvia Palumbo,
Present.
Esther Pirova,
She's right there.
virtually.
Is she on there?
Priscilla Pantoja,
Absent.
absent. Marta Iber Romero, María.
María.
Sandra Cavazos Ayala, Diana Rodríguez,
Present.
Maxine Robles,
Absent.
Rebeles,
Yeah.
Rosa María Villano.
Presente, señorita.
We have a quorum.
Presente.
Next item on the agenda is citizens' comments. We don't have anybody.
None have come in.
Okay, no comments have come in. The next item on the agenda is the approval of the August 8th meeting minutes, which everyone should have a copy of. If you need a minute to review, go ahead and take
Madam
it.
Chair, I already read them and I want to make a motion to approve it.
Okay,
If I could.
motion to approve it by Sylvia
Yes, ma'am.
Palumbo
I second it.
and Diana Rodriguez seconded. And the minutes are approved. All in favor? All in favor?
Aye.
Minutes are approved. The next item on the agenda is discussion with possible action regarding the Laredo Commission for Women 2022-2023 officers. And we have two members of the nominating committee. Marta Valdez was also on the nominating committee. And so Rosa Maria is gonna present the slate.
The committee met and it's Amber, Sylvia, myself and Marta, who's not here. And we decided on this following: Ida Romero as chair, Maxine Reveles as co-chair, Antonieta Reyes, you keep your position as secretary, and Jessica Ontiveros Villarreal also because, and Goldianita too. So it was easy.
This is the recommendation.
These are the
The
recommendations from
recommendations.
4 members, Amber, Sylvia, Valdez, who's not here, and myself, we met.
I so move that we approve this names that you all recommended to us.
Okay, so the, a
And
motion.
we have asked. Pero
Did you
we have
Did
previously
you
asked.
also add parliamentarian?
Yes, Diana, we had said Diana.
Oh,
Yes,
Diana,
yes,
pardon.
yes, and, yeah, forever.
Yes.
Forever. Como la reina Isabel.
70 years, sorry.
70 years.
We have a motion.
Sí, sí.
Yes, I made a motion to accept the committee's report.
A second.
Seconded by Tanya. And all in favor?
Aye.
Wonderful.
Yes.
Yay.
And we did call her before.
Congratulations.
Amber did call her and we were impressed.
Qué bueno.
And Maxine was co-chair last time because she's running for office, you know. And we hope she gets, she is running for office and hope she gets it. And she'll decide whether she wants to
She's
stay or
co-chair.
not. She's, yes, vice chair.
Yes, Vice Chair, ¿verdad?
Yes, vice chair.
Yeah.
Yes. But she was vice chair also previously.
Yes.
But we decided, no, we're not gonna give her the extra because it's too much.
Would you repeat the names again?
Yes, it's Miss Yvette Romero, Mrs. Bueno, Miss, perdón.
Ida Romero.
Perdón.
Ya voy
Chair.
casi 25 años.
Oh,
Nice.
Señorita Romero. Así me gusta. I'm sorry. Amazing. I do things like that. Ms. Yvette Romero, Chair. Maxine Reveles, Vice Chair. Dr. Maria Antonieta Reyes, is not so. Secretary. Jessica Ontiveros Villarreal, Secretary. Yes, Secretary. Yes, two secretaries.
Co-secretary.
We decided last time, remember? That it was a good idea.
To have two, you're right, I agree.
And I think we've have actually been doing that
Yes.
this last year between the
Yes.
two of them. And
Yes.
it
Yeah,
works
that's
really
a good
well.
idea.
There's always a backup.
See,
Right, I
that's a
agree.
good idea. And always, and if there are two, the both of them are present, well, then they share notes. And I think it's,
Jessica Ontiveros Villarreal.
yes, Ontiveros Secretary. I know Ontiveros, she was my student. Lupita Ramírez was my student, Esther Pirogo.
And then Diana Rodriguez.
And then Diana.
Parliamentary.
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 Yeah,
Those are the.
So those are your officers for
Yes,
the next
yes,
year,
yes.
starting in the next meeting.
All right.
Next
Get
one.
ready, Miss Yvette, get ready.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
You think highly of you, Miss Yvette.
Okay,
Impressed us.
next item on the agenda, Sylvia's been working very hard on this. The Yes I Will Vote media campaign, coalition, all things that it is. Sylvia has already tapped into, or you wanna tell them?
Well, I have to say, I literally work on and I don't want to say on the back because that's not the right word. I work on the efforts of the commission. Remember that in 2020, before COVID hit, we had a very successful campaign launch, and it was very much a commission effort. This time around, it's been difficult because we hadn't had a meeting in between, but I'm still going to count on having everyone help follow up. So basically what we did, you have two pieces in your agenda. You have the invitation letter, it's in your agenda. That invitation letter was already emailed. I did it in two different ways. I have a very large e-group that has about 70 people, most of them already in one e-group. So I sent it out to that e-group to begin with. And then I followed it up with an individual emailed invitation to each one. So if you look at the other page that's in the agenda, the one that has, it's got coalition partners? Okay. Everyone there, except a few, and this is where I'm gonna tap into some of you, because some of you had particular connections with some of these groups. The grand majority of these already got an individual invite. In addition to them, we also invited Congressman Henry Cuellar, Senator Judy Safirini, Richard Raymond, Tracy King, and the Republican Party chair. We invited the Democratic Party Get Out the Vote Committee, the two chairs of that group, and then a couple of other RISC, Rio Grande International, that wasn't on this list. Hot Mamas, you remember that Elia last time had helped us with the forward agents and the custom brokers, and she's offered to help us again. And so these people got individual invites, but there's going to be some, and I'm looking, for example, at Sylvia. Last time around, Sylvia, if you look at this list, last time around you had helped us by connecting to the gyms.
Yeah.
So Gold Gym and Rock Gym, I haven't approached. Okay. Let me go over this.
Okay.
Let me go over this list, and I'll tell you which ones I haven't approached. We're gonna ask a couple of things of the committee, of the commission members, that anyone here that you know, I'm gonna follow up again, but the more follow up, the better, okay? And then there's some that I haven't approached at all. For example, Mall del Norte. If someone has conocimiento with Mall del Norte,
I think.
okay, perfect. So Sandra, I'm gonna give you Mall del Norte. And if you want, girls, I'm not able to send emails to them. There was some kind of a rule a year or two ago that we couldn't communicate with all the commission members. It was weird, but that's what we were told. So can you all send all the commission members a copy of the invitation letter? Because I don't think it went out to them this time, did it? Okay, you just got a hard copy. So will you do me a favor, will you send all the commission members the invitation letter? So that if Sandra, for example, wants to approach the mall and she either wants to email or take, that way you have the letter.
Personally.
And yeah, the same with Sylvia if you're going to approach the gyms. So I haven't approached Ghost Gym or Rock Gym.
I'll take care of that.
Okay, I'm gonna give those to Sylvia. I haven't approached Texas Community Bank. I did approach already International and Falcon. Those two banks have already been approached, but Texas Community Bank, Chase Bank, Bank of America, Vantage, Wells Fargo, and PNC, I haven't approached any of them. If any of you have connections, personal connections with any of those banks?
Well, I do with the branch here at the university branch with Red, Ismael Gonzalez.
With which bank?
With the PNC.
Okay, you wanna take them?
Yeah, I can do,
With Israel?
Ismael Gonzalez,
Ismael.
Red.
Red.
Yes.
Sandra, I'm gonna go ahead and give you,
Yeah, no, I just, yeah,
I'm gonna give you PNC.
okay, but with him.
I can do Texas Community Bank.
Who's that?
Esther.
Okay, who? Oh,
Esther.
Esther. Esther will take who?
Texas Community.
Okay, Esther will take Texas Community. If we don't have anybody else, I'll get Bill Green to take the others. If no one else wants to take any of the others, okay.
Larsa?
Larcy, I've already
Larcy?
communicated
Okay.
with, yeah. The Chamber of Commerce had been down, the telephones had been down, and I don't have an email address yet. The lady, the new executive director is a member of my Rotary Club, but I don't have an email. I'll follow up with her.
There's now a new Hispanic chamber, if you all want me to, I can ask.
Sure.
Really, there's like a Spanish?
Yes, Hispanic Chamber of Commerce, and matter of fact, Jerry Garza is the president.
Hispanic Chamber of Commerce? Wow.
It's new, we can remember. Anyway, the Hispanic Chamber se llama, and I'll go ahead and
I'm
ask
gonna give
them.
them to you, Sylvia, okay?
Okay,
All right, perfect. Mile one,
I got
I
it.
figured you would. Okay, Amber will take mile one. The volunteer serving the need, do any of you have a connection to
and it's Gigi.
Gigi?
Gigi, well, I know Gigi. Do you want to say? The volunteer serving the needs, is that it?
That's Gigi.
So I'm gonna give her
Let me
to
go
you?
ahead and put me there, Sylvia.
Okay. All the others have already been communicated with. All the elected officials were invited on the second page. So far, Vanessa Perez has responded, but since all of us represent a particular council member, I think it would be a grand idea if each one of us who is here on behalf of a particular council member, that you reach out to that council member to see if we can get them there. Vanessa Perez is already confirmed. She's the first one to confirm,
Okay.
okay? All the education community has been approached, invited. I'll follow up with them. Except for the charters. I don't know if any of you have connections with any of the charters, Harmony or Gateway or Triumph.
I have some connection with Premier and with, ¿cómo se llama?
Didn't even include Premier.
Harmony.
Harmony?
I can do Triumph.
All right, wait, Sylvia with Harmony, and did you say
Harmony
Premier?
and Harmony.
Premier no está aquí, pero.
I didn't
Premier.
include Premier, I didn't include her, but I'm gonna add them to you. Okay, and
I'll do Triumph. It's Olga, I know the principal. Okay.
Rosa Maria, okay.
And Harmony. Did you get Harmony?
Yeah, for you,
Okay.
I've got you for Premier and for Harmony,
Yeah.
okay. All right, now, here's basically the plan, folks. The Falcon National Bank is going to host us on September 20th, which happens to be voter registration day, okay? Bill Green is hosting the lunch. It would be Chick-fil-A, which leads me to something that we need to be careful about. And that is that as we confirm, let them know that we're inviting 2 representatives per organization. And the only reason we're doing that is because we need to keep some count over lunch. And so so that and if possible, we want to make sure, Marty from Chick-fil-A has told me that as long as she gets the count the day before, she'll be okay. They'll deliver, they're gonna deliver the meal. But we do need a confirmation on numbers.
What day was that?
On the 20th, so we need to know by
September
the
20th.
19th. The Tuesday, the 20th is a Tuesday?
It's the Tuesday.
Okay, and so we need to know by Monday.
So last time I took care of the pastor who went, I invited Pastor Howell.
Howland. Norman.
Norman Howell.
Okay, you're more than
Very
welcome to
nice.
invite
He
him. I know
lives
that,
across from my house.
oh, of course, you're more than welcome. I know that I've invited Paul Prey.
Oh, well,
that's
then it's
fine.
fine.
Right.
Then
Or
it's
you're
fine.
talking about for having the
Yes,
invitation.
Last time
Vocation. But then they can also be
last time
invited.
I took it, I invited I don't know why, but I remember I calling the Baptist and calling Norman Howell and then calling.
Well, you're more than welcome. This is not a closed list.
No,
But we need to invite.
but you invited already the invocation.
Well, I didn't invite him for the invocation. I simply invited
Yeah,
him because he's
well,
very involved.
Okay.
He's very much an
So I can
activist.
invite Norman Howell. Norman.
Yeah. Even we want to invite the bishop's office, we always invited them to.
You're,
I'll try because I don't know if we go or not, but we were told to invite everybody, even in the religious sector. So,
you want to invite the bishop, the Catholic
that would
diocese?
be
I
nice.
think that
Yes.
it would be.
It would be nice.
I know, I'm, like I say,
And
this
if
is
you
not a
can-
closed list, folks.
Yeah.
I mean, it's definitely open. Okay, so, we'll have you do the diocese.
The diocese, para que, not to leave them out, because this is a coalition
We're
of every
inviting.
business in
Yes.
town, but not only the businesses, the religious sector,
See.
everybody.
If anybody has a relationship with the other Protestant churches, I'm more than happy to take you as a volunteer. Howell is non-denominational, right?
It's,
Norman Howell.
they're
Okay.
assemblies, no?
Well, yeah, but I mean, they're not
No,
they're not a
no.
Protestant group, they're
No,
non-denominational.
not denominational.
But we're more than,
It doesn't matter. It can
no,
be
no, it
anybody.
doesn't. The more we can get to the table, the better.
Yeah.
Last time he did the invocation, but after that, right?
Let me see if I can get Father Paul to do the
Paul.
invocation, so we change it a little bit,
See.
okay? Now, the whole idea behind it, of course, folks, is to encourage every one of them. I mean, I'm getting responses from folks like the LULAC. Some of the LULACs have already confirmed. And they're saying, we're going to definitely vote. I said, and I applaud you. I said, the goal here is to encourage those in your circles, in your communities to vote.
Yes.
And so, and the other thing that we're going to do is, we're gonna meet on Friday. Bill Green is organizing the media group to come together, because the other thing we're going to ask, any organization that has electronic billboards,
Yeah.
what the media is going to
Lamar
do,
used to do ours. remember
Lamar and Char in particular,
Lamar.
those two.
Oh, yes. And
So
they
what
were
we're
very
going to,
generous.
what we're gonna do is we're going to work on having a toolkit ready for the 20th, so that whoever comes, if they have electronic billboards, or school districts, for example, or banks, we'll have the graphics already ready for them. They don't have to go back to the table to create.
Yeah.
If they want to do their own, good. But we'll have a message already ready, then the message is basically vote. I mean, not that it's the only word, but that's gonna be the message is.
And the
we're
thing is
one
that
thing.
there's gonna be a deadline for registration, should be October the 11th. And I think that if we set a goal also to offer either the first phase is the registration and then to get out the vote, I would say 50,000. I hope we could, reach that goal, but we have 140 plus thousand.
144,000, maybe more by now.
Then I think we're gonna do the thermometer. Remember, Sylvia, we used to do the thermometer that Bill used to put it in the newspaper?
Oh, then you'll put on the newspaper, that's a good idea,
And
I'll
I
remind
think
him.
for the GOTV, mejor, porque pues we have to see the people coming out. Because
But you know, folks, and this is something that we need to continue to remind the community, there were some very good letters in the paper today. One
Oh,
from
no.
Dr. Gatsa, and the other one, of course, from
That was
Carlos
right.
Valle.
That's
But
awesome.
Cecilia Gatsa's reminder that during the primary, less than 17% of the eligible voters in Wake County came out.
Yes, that's very sad.
Less than 17%.
That's about 22,000.
I'd like to invite the Laredo Association of Realtors.
Absolutely,
Yes,
Priscilla. Are they here already?
No,
It's number 5 on your business community.
okay, yes.
Okay, then I'm gonna put you down for that one, Priscilla, okay? So that's the whole idea, is to encourage, not just to continue to register, because we continue to register new voters, and then
They don't go out.
they don't vote. And we can't risk that happening again,
Yeah,
or at
and
least we're
I think we have to do something really out of the box, maybe do a campaign like a telethon or votathon or whatever. Because, as you very well know, the registration is awesome, but it's just they're getting them out to vote. The last election we had in the primaries, they had the mobile units at the schools, and we had a kickoff and everything, but, and the first day, they had only 30, and United, in school, they had only 36 people go out and vote. You guys, it's right there, you know, I think the principals or the superintendents, they have to do a lot more to encourage them, to let them go out, and then to educate them as far as the ballot, because they don't know the ballot. And that's the problem that we're having also. People love to register and they say yes, pero no saben cómo, y en dónde, y, you know, what do I do? All of that, you know, it's an education part that maybe we need to talk with
You know, something that is, hopefully is going to facilitate the vote on election day, on November the 8th. They're waiting on approval from the county commissioners, but they're pretty certain they're going to get it. On election day, on midterm election day, they're going to they're going to close some precincts, some polling places, mainly those that are very, very infrequently used, and you will be able to vote in any other polling place
On election day.
on election day.
That's wonderful.
And so that should help facilitate access to the polls on that day.
For Women's City Club?
I don't think I have them, or do I have them?
No,
Good, well, let's add Women's City Club.
And I don't know if you mentioned Judge Becky Palomo. I know she's super active right now, and I could definitely share the invitation with her.
She's not on the list. You're going to approach Judge Becky.
Can you reach out to all the other judges?
Priscilla, and you're going to get a copy of the letter through email. I don't know if you were here when I asked the girls if they would send it to you so that you can have access to it by email. Okay.
And so, would I be printing out and taking it to them personally?
You can do it, oh, absolutely, absolutely, and you have a copy of it in your agenda. But in case you wanted to send a follow-up or a pre-invite and then follow it up, that's normally what I do. I send an email and then I follow it up with a call. Whichever way is easier for you. Okay, and then can you all please help me by keeping up with me and letting me know as they're confirming, because we need a count. A count, okay?
Sure.
Anything else? Okay, well then, September 20th.
Tuesday.
Next
Should we
Tuesday.
wear
That's next
this
Tuesday.
shirt that day?
I'm sorry?
Should we wear this shirt?
Or,
Some of
It's up to you.
It's
If
up
you
to
wanna
you.
wear it, last time I think everyone wore red, white, and blue.
oh, okay.
I wore yellow because I was being neutral, but everyone was in red, white, and blue.
Yeah, I think red, white, and blue would be nice.
Yeah, I think red,
And
white.
then maybe, can we send or can you all send another follow-up to our commission members? And because they're invited, all of the commission members are invited, just again, too, for confirmation, okay? So
Okay,
we
and
can-
we're required.
I think that's a good idea.
Yes.
And you know where we're going to be? We'll be at Falcon National Bank in the big community room on the second floor.
Where we had it the last time, right?
No,
we
the
got-
last time we had it in the tiny little room.
Oh, that's the third floor.
We were supposed to have it in the big
They were
room,
using it.
and then they changed it,
Because
and
I got my son to help us out to get it, because he had.
so we were wall to wall in that little room that
No,
time.
yeah, that's right, because they had to have taken, you know.
Yeah,
but I
so,
know,
but anyway, so it, just,
Turned out really nice.
yeah, all your help will be very much appreciated. We need to get everyone out there.
Yeah, I know a lot of people some people on the commission might be working, but if you are not and you can be there, please be early because we will need somebody to be at the sign-in table, making sure people know where to sit. And
Can someone create the sign-in list? You will?
yeah,
Okay, because I
after
know
the
we had
sign-in
them.
table.
The last time we had it though was at IBC. It was the time before that,
Before
we
that.
had it at Falcon. But at IBC, the year I was chair, 2020, the place was full.
It was like right before the shutdown.
Yes, right before the shutdown. So, anyway, thank you. Thank
So
you.
this is gonna be at the third floor?
Is it on the third or the second floor?
No, I'm at
Third,
the
and we,
second.
I think it's on the second floor. Falcon on McPherson.
second floor.
There'll be like a little sign by the elevator. They usually are really good about that.
Okay.
And we have to dash, the one that represents Southwest border to come and talk. Yeah,
I
well,
don't think we're gonna have a plática. Remember, it was a little controversial.
that's fine.
Oh, yes, it was a little controversial. Well, because she was very much democratic.
Well,
And some
that's
folks,
fine.
some
Oh,
folks weren't
yeah,
happy with
I
that.
remember that, but anyway, it was, she was really nice, but they're, not only in Texas, they're in California, and they're about
Oh,
5
yes,
states.
they're all over.
So, do we have any speakers, Sylvia? No?
Well, I mean, other than basically, not a keynoter like we did in
Yeah, the last
2020,
time,
nothing
okay,
like
yeah.
that. Just basically, the theme is going to be
Get
the importance of the vote
The vote and the media campaign.
and the media campaign. Yeah,
Mhm.
okay.
Thank you, Sylvia. Okay, and the last item on the agenda is the State of Women survey.
I heard you guys in the last meeting, and I received the notes from these guys. I made all the changes, I've submitted the survey, but I still have time up to today to make changes. Because tonight I will approve everything, and then Dr. Wong will send it for the IRB board. She had several meetings having to do with public surveys and citywide. And so, but now she's finally got the okay, and we finished filling up all the forms. And that would take up to 2 weeks, but it could be less. And it's usually because it's a survey and we're not hurting any humans, it doesn't take long. You know, so once it is approved, she's already programming it on Survey Monkey survey. I'm sorry, I don't know. Survey Monkey. And so we're gonna I will bring you a map next meeting with the areas of Laredo that are very likely out of broadband. So those are the areas we need to concentrate on.
Yes.
When it comes to knocking on homes, you can also do it with your family members, your friends, your organizations. All the ones that attended the meeting have volunteered to have the link or the physical copies at their place or where they are. And so we're gonna have a lot of help, but we're still gonna need to push it.
Maria Antonieta, in those areas that don't have broadband, will they have been identified?
Yeah, I will bring you a map.
Okay, because I'm wondering if in those areas, we might not want to consider having maybe some community forums or that kind of a gathering.
Yeah, that's why you will be, we can have a
Something like
yeah,
that.
like some kind, either that or knock on the doors.
Or knock.
Once I show you the map, you may be able to tell me how. That's a great idea.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. What else was, the only thing we do need to kind of start working on is something that will encourage women to answer about 65 questions. It's a lot of questions.
Yeah, it's a lot of questions.
And a lot of questions, and I talked to somebody just today, and they mentioned to me about technology, and I did put only the internet there, and she's like, no, they need more questions than just the internet. So I will figure it out tonight. I don't want to add any more, so sometimes I combine questions. I don't know if you noticed that, but if you have any last minute additions, I know you guys didn't like the immigration questions. But immigration was one of the big issues that coalition brought in. You didn't like
you were not comfortable asking Laredoans how they feel about immigrants. But I couldn't just say women immigrants. So it would only give us insight into how they felt about immigrants, but I did delete them because you guys discussed them. So, but just so you know, it's an issue the coalition brought up and now we're just taking them out. So if you can think of any questions that maybe we could ask in relation to gender, but that is linked to immigration, okay? Please let me know. I know you're afraid of asking that question, but it's an important question. Because it's an issue that very much came to light with the No Border Wall coalition. You know, not all Laredoans are okay with immigrants. And
What was the concern? I mean, for those who were concerned, what was the concern?
I don't know, I wasn't here, but according to the notes.
It was the way, I think it was the way, like,
It was worded.
status was worded. That's what I remember, the way, it was just like the wording.
It said non-citizen,
Or you were
What's the word?
non-citizen.
non-citizen or undocumented.
Is that in the minutes?
It should be.
We discussed it.
No, not the exact wording. Not the exact wording, I didn't put it in there, but I did hear you read it.
Okay, yeah, it says here,
But I have the survey right here, and I will read it. Shit, I don't have the questions
Oh,
I deleted.
it's this question. I worry about undocumented non-citizens in my community. It was that question.
Undocumented, not.
I worry about undocumented
Now, I
non-citizens.
thought about using this other word because it was used when the big bus of where a lot of people die in a bus. They
Yeah.
didn't use, I was so surprised, no news media used undocumented or non-citizens, they use another word. I can use that other word. I don't know.
I would say-
that question is very general though. Is it
The thing is that
I'm afraid of
It
them
seems to
or
me that
afraid
it
of-
could be taken in two ways. Either I'm afraid of them, that's why I worry,
Or illegal.
or I worry because of the conditions they're going to be in and the abuse that they're going to suffer. I could be worried for that reason, or I could be worried because I'm afraid of them. So possibly the word I worry could be taken in one of two ways.
Maybe it's the word fear.
Or I'm
Fear,
concerned.
Yeah, concerned.
I'm concerned about.
But either way, I'm afraid of them,
Yeah.
or I'm worried for their safety.
But I'm concerned
They're
about what?
different, yeah, I understand.
That would have been my question. I don't think
And
there's,
afraid for, it's because you would be afraid for. if
or
you-
afraid of.
Or afraid of.
It was the way it was worded.
It was
But just so you guys know, I deleted it, okay, yeah, if you find with leaving them out, that's fine.
But it seems like a valid question that we should put in because there are some folks that make a big, huge issue of immigration being a threat and being a danger and an invasion, and so how does this community really feel about it? I
And
mean,
just so you know, the data will be combined to say the possibility of women are, when I talked to Mr., what's his name? Barron.
Joe Barron?
When I talked to
Joe
Mr. Joe Barron,
From,
the
Holding.
Hastings, yeah, Holding Institute, he very much brought these issues that women immigrants suffer, and they're unique to their immigrant status. So I'm just sharing this with you, so maybe you can formulate a question that, that deals with that, but I'm not asking citizens if they're immigrants, because I don't wanna know that, and so therefore, how do we embed that in there? It has been difficult. I look for research questions, just so you know, but mostly are directly asking you, hey, are you an immigrant? And how do you feel about immigrants? Those are the only questions I found. I'm just putting out there. I'm open to
I don't think
anything.
that's normal answer.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think we should address it, because
But
it is,
how is
I
it?
don't know.
You guys didn't like those questions?
Yeah, but I think we should.
But if you can think of something, maybe I can contact him and ask
Joe. ask
Yeah,
Mr. Barron.
or sister.
Either one.
Yeah, either
But
one.
certainly the holding interacts with them on a daily 24-hour basis. So I think it would be, I mean, I love Sister Rosie, and I think,
Well, they were talking about the
I said Mike Smith.
Mike Smith is but Joe is
Oh, yeah, he's the one that.
I mean, they're both
I can
there.
contact, I have his cell phone. Hopefully it'll be a fast response. So I can finish it tonight. All right, so those are the things we need. Oh, did I talk about something to encourage them? So I was thinking a basket. Sometimes, just a gift card is enough, but I would like to gather more stuff, like a spa treatment for a mother or a daughter or something that women need. If you think in those terms,
Like-
we
Enter them into a raffle or give it?
yeah, you will say, if you answer this, you will enter into a raffle
Oh,
for
into a
this.
raffle.
Oh,
For this basket.
For a basket.
And then they have to give you their permission.
That's the issue.
Well,
Yeah.
it'll be just, only
need
the
a
person
phone
that
number.
wins would, you would have
Honestly, I think-
information.
No, but
Or
she's
if you
saying,
make it to the end, like
Oh,
I
at
think that
the
if
end,
you
yeah.
make it to the end, and then if you want to be included in the raffle, put your information.
Walmart does that, where you're.
Yeah, I don't remember what.
Yeah,
to
and
do.
then
I
at
used
the end,
to-
would you like to? And
Yeah,
then they
that's-
ask you.
but I would still have to ask them for a phone number or anything.
Yes,
But
Yeah.
not necessarily anything else.
yeah, just a phone number.
Yeah,
Great work.
It could be a
Uh-huh.
So, yeah.
Walmart or H-E-B.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'll donate $100 from Studio 55 and $100 gift card.
But Studio 55 is closed
What?
Saturday.
Okay.
Scientology.
I went, yes, I went a
is-
couple of days
Sandra
ago.
permanently?
Yes, well, they're closing, I don't know, you know Beauty, right? Everybody knows
Yes.
Beauty. She told, somebody else might buy it, but right now we don't know. I know it's closing Saturday, but they were gonna close this past Saturday, but they're leaving it until next Saturday. So, Studio 55, I would,
Okay.
yeah.
Oh, wow.
It's
Scientology is
closed.
the only other spot then.
but yeah, those are the issues, but thank you to all of you that gave me input. It was very helpful, especially catching those little mistakes and stuff. That's why it's always better to collaborate with people, FYI. Okay. Nina.
Okay, Rosa Maria, did you wanna,
Oh,
for your
yes.
eating, did you wanna invite
Yes,
everyone to?
tomorrow. Sorry. I smelled the Chick-fil-A and I started eating it. Yes, I want to invite everybody, we have a workshop here tomorrow, a poetry workshop. At 5:30 is the refreshments, if you'd like to come. And so we have sandwiches and chips and just water and tea, because I don't get Cokes. I don't know, I'm weird like that. But I'm starting a community project as a poet laureate. I'm gonna ask the community, whoever likes poetry and can write poetry, to give me a feedback about what La Frontera means to them. My prompt is, to live in the border means, and it's taken from Dorian Saldúa, an iconic, borderlander. And tomorrow we say a lot of poems dealing with the frontera, a lot of poems. All of them are in English tomorrow. I usually do English, Spanish, and then we write. But most of the poems I have are in English, some in Spanish. The ones in Spanish are very nice. Oh, those are mine. You want me to read?
Well, if you don't mind, I'd like
I don't mind. Well, I read mine at the end. I also always, excuse me. Bueno, voy a hacer los de immigration, el de immigration. I have one about immigration.
read that one, it's very good.
Yeah, because that's a pressing topic
Yeah,
right now.
yeah.
I'm not gonna do the one I did 25 years ago, although it talks about the
It
content.
does, I like
It's
that.
a very good one. Pero first I'm gonna read a serious, but then at the end it's not so serious. But I call it What Have We Become? And this I just wrote September the 8th, because I'm thinking of what, all the poems I've received so far are so nice and sugar-coated about the past, and what a beautiful, place this is, and it is, and how beautiful Laredo, and we would go across, and then Sylvia has a prose, gorgeous, prose about going across, and the family and all that, and those are beautiful times. Many people have, Gilberto Quesada already sent me a gorgeous poem also about going across, going to the mercado, and all that. But I am reading, the first poet I'm reading is from Arizona. He's a poet laureate from Arizona State. He was a few years back. His name is Alberto Rios. And he talks about the border, and it's not a line, you know, it's more to this day. And then, you know, more immigration and the border wall and stuff like that. And then I have Javier Zamora, who's only 32 years old, and he's the one that I wanted Ms. Solis to know about. Javier Zamora just has a poem, a book about poems. I don't remember it's a wall, but he just released his autobiography called Solito. He's only 32 years old. Right now, he's 32. He came when he was 9 from El Salvador. And the reason I'm reading some of his poems is, why are they coming here? He's talking about, you know, murder, rape, violence in poem form, you know, poetic form. But I want people to know also all those aspects, not just the sugarcoat. And his book that just came out September 8th is now a bestseller list in New York Times.
Suarez?
It's called Solito, no, Javier Zamora.
Zamora.
From El Salvador. Yeah, and that's a book I'm reading right now. I'm always reading books, you know me, bookworm. And I'm right now, his grandparents put him on a bus and they paid a coyote because there was no way that he wanted to come and pay, but there was no way to get visas. You know, there is no way to get visas. We know that. The reason there's so many undocumented, there's no way. I mean, they pay coyotes thousands and thousands of dollars, and they risk their lives coming here, but they want a better place. And so the way this little child yearned for his father and his mother. His father came because of violence, and then the mother followed, and then he was solito, so he came. And the coyote took him to Guatemala and Mexico. I'm just in Guatemala, okay? But somewhere he got lost. So he made it solito all the way to California, but the parents didn't know about him for a whole year. So that's what I'm reading. Anyway, that's part of, and that's what I'm reading some of his poems. Then I invite the local poets. We start with, I have somebody from Switzerland reading tomorrow. They're connecting, if you cannot come, you can also connect through WebEx. And I have people from all over the state. I have people from Garland, Texas, already from Austin, Texas, from.
Do you have to register?
You have to register, yeah, WebEx. The WebEx, of course, you have to register with Roxanne Garza here, one of the library. My right hand, yeah, you have to register, because we have to know how many people are coming for it. Lola Norris, if you know her, she's Dr. Lola Norris, is in a sabbatical in Europe, but she really wants to write about the border. So she's connecting with us, and she is saying some of her poems through the WebEx. And then we have, of course, Raquel Valle, who's a famous poet, Mando Lopez, who's a slam poet, and then we have Ms. B. Ceja, another slam poet. We have Trisha Cortez, but she has a risk. We had some people but we have Democratic, we have a lot of things going on. So, and then I read me, at the end. My friend Dr. Patricia Gonzalez also, she writes it in the paper every Saturday. She's a social linguist. If you haven't read her articles, she tells you about el lenguaje de la frontera en español, pero it's okay to say daime y troca y todo eso. If you have to read her. But anyway, she's also reading tomorrow. And then I read, and then we want you to write, but you don't have to write if you don't want to. Or you don't like poetry, but hopefully listening to our poems, you're inspired. I give you tips to write poetry, and the first tip to write poetry, if you want to write anything, you have to read. You have to be a good reader to be a good writer, So listening to these poems, and I tell them, I looked at this, or so write something. We talk about poetry as we are reading. But anyway, these are poems. Well, I'm going to read the one I wrote September 8th for you, if I could. Yeah, I just wrote it, September 8th. And it's called, What Have We Become? He said, dealing with immigration. Borders were unknown centuries ago. People fled where they had to go. If there was a famine, they were looking for food. If there was violence, they were looking for peace, always hoping for a better place. Joseph, Mary, and Jesus fled to Egypt as Herod ordered all newborns killed. Egypt was a safe place, a haven, everyone said. The Holy Family was seeking asylum. No deportation, no separation they faced. They were just looking for a better place. Today, this family would be separated to different detention centers. Joseph, you go there to Zapata Highway. Mary, you stay here on the Saunders one. Baby Jesus goes to Protective Society, and if you're lucky, you'll see him again. Maybe. Imagine that. This is civilization now. This is what we've got. This is what we've become. There's got to be a better way. We must get our priorities straight. And that's a short and one that is cute, but it's about the border, but these are our culture, the costumbres, that's also the border, how we grew up, and I call it my Chicano saints, and disclosure, they're not saints, but what you see why I call them saints. Dice, Santo Remedio and San Se Acabó are two saints from my Mexican youth that impacted me so. The many boo-boos of my childhood were healed with tenderness as Mama repeated the familiar, sana, sana, colita de rana, a kiss, a hug, a band-aid, and the magical words, Santo Remedio, San Se Acabó. Yes, con su manita le decía, ya se lo. And, sí, así así. And Boo-Boo heard no more. When the baby was crying all night, Mama would tell me, go to the neighbor's house, the one with the chickens in her yard. Ask her for one of the freshest eggs. Rub, rub, pray, pray over the baby's head. Crack the egg, put it in a glass, place it under the crib. Next morning, the egg was cloudy, the baby was fine. Santo Remedio, San Se Acabó. Somebody had given baby the evil eye. When the siblings were fighting, God knows what for this time, Mama would come out of the kitchen, give us her special look, and La Chancla lurking behind. She'd utter the magical words, Santo Remedio, San Se Acabó, with the chancla high in the sky. We would quickly settle down, and everything would be all right. There ought to be a shrine for Santo Remedio and San Se Acabó somewhere, with a special niche for colita de rana. Déjenle leerles otro. Este es serio. This I wrote 25 years ago when I'm a Spanish teacher and I thought I couldn't write in English, but I wrote in English and ya no me pararon. I started writing in 97 in English. I wrote in Spanish all the time. I said, I live on the border, on the edge of two cultures. Traigo muchos gallos. I'm immersed in both. I am Mexican-American. What part of me is Mexican? What part of me is American? Are my genes hyphenated? Are my organs half and half? I sing the songs of Agustín Lara, Julio Iglesias, and Maná. Broadway plays, Carly Simon, and Old Blue Eyes. I can't be without I'm dating myself. I cry when I hear La Zacatecana, my grandmother's favorite patriotic song. America the Beautiful tugs at my heart and fills me with pride. I am a Mexican during the 16 parade, and I root for Old Glory as the 4th rolls by. I'm a border woman. I am Mexican and I am American. I can be both at the proper time. I'm a fronteriza, and I'm proud. So come tomorrow, those who can, I know La Prima has a Democratic Party, but I thank the library and Roxanne Garza that I'm going to adopt. She's not chiquita, pero la adopto de niña. Sí, sí, I'm kidding, but but it's tomorrow at 6. At 6, Roxanne Garza, you call, if you want to come, call her. She'll give you,
And
here at the library, she's here.
Yes.
And she's the one, she makes the PowerPoint point for me, porque yo esas cosas no sé. You know, the technology.
And is it only for adults or?
Hombre, you
just
can
my
bring your kids.
teenagers?
I have a lot of kids. I had middle school kids. I have kids from United South coming tomorrow. I have kids from LBJ. I have United, Alexander would come. Tomorrow, she's going to bring some from Tammy U. I have teacher friends who bring their kids.
Oh.
And then that, I wanted for kids. And because that's our future, you know. I went to a slam poets, last Tuesday or Thursday with Mando Lopez, who is Mando Lopez, my student. I mean, I'm so old that Mando Lopez was my student. Tirova was my student. Lupita Ramirez was my student. Her father was not my student, but my colleague. So I taught since 1968. And so, que iba a decir, se me fue la onda por estar pronunciando,
No, you were talking about how
yeah,
young kids can.
yes, that I went to the slam poetry. Wonderful. I mean, the poetry is in good hands with the slammers. They are so vibrant and alive and they, you know, it's like they're rapping, like they're singing, and it's okay. Do you remember seeing Amanda Gorman when Biden was, Amanda Gorman, she's a slam poet, yeah. And she uses her hands, and it's something like declamación en español, a little bit, because if you went to UIL in English, you couldn't do the same thing in Spanish.
They had to-
You know, they had to be more sober, ¿verdad? Pero en español, if you saw declamación, ay,
More dramatic.
sí, muy, very dramatic. El cantón, madrecita del alma, ya, también lo tengo. Si se fue la paloma del libro. I did declamación for a long time, with my kids, for a long time. So anyway, you're invited and we have a good crowd, but I would like for you to participate, you know, my fellow Commission for Women, and maybe you'd be inspired to write in English, Spanish, or Spanglish, whatever. Spanglish, as a Spanish teacher, ay, no, niños, qué feo. Hablen español. When I was young and I thought I knew everything, ay, no. And then I went to a PhD program, which by the way, just a thesis I don't have. But I went to the PhD program. Everybody loves Spanish and España más. Because es la riqueza de la lengua. Okay. And also for my master's, that one I did in the 70s. And then I also, you know, you have to accept the regional dialect, the geographical regional dialect. So everybody's invited. Spanglish is okay. Ya no soy tan sangrona, ya no.
So that's all we speak here?
Spanglish is what you should be proud because you know both languages.
Oh, sí.
Yeah, many people criticize us, but most people that criticize us, they don't speak English. They just speak Spanish. Ay, qué feo hablar. A ver, habla en inglés. Ándale.
I wanted to mention also, I don't know if you read about the quarter.
De Navidad. Sí.
Oh, yes.
Sí, sí.
I know, like, it's wow, you know, like,
Sí.
Finally.
Oye, pero who got it for in the Commission for Women? Yeah.
Pero,
Yeah,
I mean,
thanks. Yeah.
it's not only the park, but then the honoring of her, and then now the
Yes.
which is like a milestone.
A milestone, and she has a terrific story, you know, fighting against a Texas Ranger. Una mujer with a, you know, that is one of guts. She had guts, yeah. And I think, you know, women,
To learn from her.
Yeah.
Have God's thunder.
Well, with that, I'd like to adjourn my last meeting as chair.
Oh my goodness, you were wonderful, Amber.
Yes.
So it's a 2-year,
No,
right?
it's a 1 year.
Oh, it's a 1?
It's a 1-year term.
Oh, I thought it was 2 years.
Every year. What, October? October 1st. October.
Well, we could have served more if you wanted.
No, but after I was saying, Mama, yeah.
I'm not sure if you
baby
can
here, you have
join
to-
the commission, so I'm ready to miss the day. Yeah.
Do we make a motion?
Yeah, you can motion to approve.
Second, or, okay, there you go.
Meeting is adjourned
Adjourned.
at 6:25.